Formula 1 arrives in Britain for the 10th round of the 2021 season, with the main news is that all 10 teams chose to bring upgrades to the British Grand Prix, what might most likely will be for the final time in 2021 due to the strict token system. Ferrari were hoping that their upgrades would be able to put them closer to the rest at the top of the midfield, although they do say that they still need to work on their engine and of course their aero to ensure that they can catch McLaren and Aston Martin. McLaren themselves have brought a big upgrade, and they and Aston Martin look so in practice that they got a small margin again over the rest of the midfield, especially McLaren, who have looked more consistent with Norris and Ricciardo in recent races and racking out the points. Ford brought their upgrades, which might just be the one and only upgrade that Ford bring in their F1 career. Rumours are that a buyer has been found for the end of the season, which means that the Ford name might be departing at the end of the 2021 calendar and not to return. Mercedes, meanwhile, were also looking to catch Verstappen. They had won in recent races, and Hamilton now was starting to get on track in 2021 after a poor start. Whether Hamilton will be able to catch Verstappen in time for the rest by the end of the season is still yet to be unknown, although he is on pole today for the British Grand Prix as home racer. British 1-2 with Russell lining up alongside. Verstappen is once again back in P3, and Alonso once again starts in P4. Can he get that Alpino onto the podium like he did in Australia all those weeks ago? Vettel starts down in P5. Nico Hülkenberg, another disappointing qualifying for him, only down in 6th place. Stroll starts up in 7th alongside Esteban Ocon, who starts down in 8th place, one of the better qualifying performances for the Frenchman there. Lando Norris starts down in 9th place, and Carlos Sainz was the sole Ferrari in the top 10 shootout, unable to get his Ferrari any further out the grid. Outside the top 10, Daniel Ricciardo tried to get out of Q2 on the medium tyre and failed. He is joined by Peter Hampson on the 6th row. Both of them will have free choice of tyres. Pierre Gasly joins his teammate. He starts 13th. Alex Albon is 14th on the grid. Danica Kvyat as well failed to make it out Q1, but starts 15th anyway because of penalty for Charles Leclerc, 5th place penalty for changing his gearbox for Leclerc. Mick Schumacher starts down in 17th. He's joined by his teammate on row 9 in 18th position. Neither of them particularly happy with starting that, considering where they have been at some points. And on the back row, despite bringing upgrades, are the two Fords who look slowest of all once again for today's British Grand Prix. Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to another video of the F1 Project Phoenix 2021 Career Mode. Today we are doing episode number 10 for the British Grand Prix. Hopefully we can, of course, have a better time here at Silverstone than we have done previously on this game at Silverstone, where we've been miserable in career mode. But I have got a new setup for this race, so we'll see if that improves our timing or improves our luck as well. Also, just a quick mention, we have recently passed 350 subscribers on the channel, so thank you for your continued support, and if you haven't yet subscribed, then please do. It massively helps me out in sustaining the channel. But yes, taking a look at the strategy, we're going to try the one stop. I haven't had a one stop in a while in this series, from mediums to hards. I did think about risking it with the softer hards, but I don't think the tyre wear will be that great, to be honest. Obviously we got the option to do a two stop should a safety car come out. We'll have to wait and see, but 5 lights are coming on. It's from 12th on the grid, and away we go. And it's a good start. Ricciardo is slow, as is Sainz, and we're going to get Norris as well. Can we get Ocon round the outside, yes we can. We're trying to now banging wheels with Stroll. Can we get the Stroll? He tries to come back at us going into turn 3, but we do have the inside lining going into turn 4. Not obviously sets us up for the completing the overtake onto the Wellington straight as we jump to the front of the grid. George Russell has jumped his teammate Lewis Hamilton. Both of them starting on the medium tyres, looking to probably do the one stop. Obviously you start the softs. You have to do the 2-stop, but Stroll now is starting to come back at us. We're going to try and use a Rich Mixon ERS. We force Stroll onto the curbing there, out of the old turn 1 into Maggots and Beckett's. It's only one way move there. As yes, I think this is going to be where the AI are strongest still, despite the fact of the new setup. And Stroll now is coming under pressure from Esteban Ocon in the Alpine car. Ocon does get past Stroll down the DRS. In actual fact, here comes Norris out of nowhere to make it 3 wide at the end of the straight and takes them all. What a fantastic little move from Norris. And Norris is now having a look down the inside of ourselves down into turn 1 as the sun is starting to come out here at Silverstone. And Norris once again having a little go. The upgrade showing that the McLaren is a lot faster than R. Williams. As we start to struggle now into the old turn 1, especially at this part of this track, I'm the weakest compared to the AI going through into Maggots and Beckett's. They're a little bit of a wider line. And Norris has hit us. He's hit us there into Maggots and Beckett's. Right, well, let's see replay this. We're on board with him going into Maggots and Beckett's, and he just rams his front wing into the back of him. And as a result of this, well, he's coming in a little bit early, but obviously he's doing the 2-stop anyway. Front wing is on for the Brit, and his race is now definitely a 2-stop. As we're watching on board with Nico Hülkenberg up ahead, he's stuck behind Fernando Alonso, but he's not anymore because Hülkenberg is out of the race with an engine penalty, and he's taken out the DRS board and let a load of debris there. He's stopped there, and Ocon has slowed down, and the safety car is being deployed, which is going to change everything, because we're going to have to come in, because we were due, I think, lap 8, lap 9, so we're going to change this up. Jeff suggested softer than mediums to finish. I think we're going to try it for one last time, medium then soft. We'll see what it does. It looks like everybody is coming in. Not entirely sure about the top 4. They might have been the top 3, excuse me. They might Verstappen and the 2 Mercs, they might have been too far up. We're going to trundle down to the end of the pit lane, and the Williams mechanics are going to hopefully do a quick stop. 2.5 seconds, that's what we like to see. Gasly's in as well from his lower position. Shame that he doesn't get the best starts, otherwise he could be right up with us if he got the starts. Obviously he's been held up a little bit with the double stop, but interestingly, there we are. The 2 Mercs and Verstappen have chosen not to pit under the safety car, as has Sergio Perez in the Ford. He's going to be a mobile chicane, because that Ford is woefully slow, and he's yet to stop. And you can see now, Silverstone's not the best track to be getting the safety car restart out, and you can see we've lost time up as we go into fast forward mode. As we can see, Alonso and Vettel all over the back of Perez in the Ford. They're trying to go 3 wide. Can we catch Vettel napping now? He's on the soft tyres as well, compared to Alonso and Perez, who both on mediums. Perez, of course, on those mediums he started the race on, so they've done lap 9, so they're not past their sell-by date. Oh, banging wheels with Perez there, up through the old turn for start-finish straight, but it's an easy overtake for us there compared to the Ford. Just showing how bad that Ford really is, and maybe why they don't really want to invest more money into upgrading that car, unfortunately, as Vettel is also going to get Perez as well. As we're jumping now, this is only 2 laps after the safety car restart. The whoever is on starting the strategy on the Mercedes and Red Bull pit wall needs to be fired, because basically they all came in and now they're all at the back. So Fernando Alonso has done a madness. He leads this race. We're up to second place in this race. Can we get a podium at Silverstone? I haven't actually had a podium at Silverstone since well, we'll see if we can keep the podium. We've got lime green front wing, which might not be why we're a little bit slower through Maggots and Beckett's, as Vettel's tyres seem to be going off, and Carlos Sainz, the man who replaced him at Ferrari, has gone clean around the outside of him, and that's why Vettel has lost a bit of his front wing, and he is now in. So he'll be joining in. Hards are going on the Aston Martin car there. Not really the tyre you want to be on in this series, because they just don't have really any good performances. Interestingly, also, the person is getting doubly fired because they put soft tyres on all three cars. So they've still got to make one more stop because those softs will not last. So again, why did they not pit under safety car? I don't know. As Carlos Sainz now in the Ferrari is all over the back of us. Can't make it doing that. He's trying to come back at us now. As is, I believe there is Ricardo as well. I think it's Ricardo as well in the McLaren car, which cut off Sainz there in the thing. We got lucky not to get any damage with tire, but banging. One of the McLarens is coming in. I think that is Ricardo. And jumping to lap 18, I did wonder maybe we've been out too long, but obviously we need to make this strategy work. Trying a little bit different to see if we can make it thing, but I didn't obviously, when I thought about this strategy, I didn't obviously know about the Mercs and Verstappen doing well, basically ruining their own race, basically. So yeah, we pitted in from the lead, obviously, but we'll see where we come out. It's such a long pit lane here at Silverstone. It's agonising. You have to sit there as well. It's one of the slower pit lanes as well. Only 37 miles an hour. There goes Alonso into the lead, and looks like it. Ricardo. Oh, I think that's Norris as well, and we've lost out big time. And we've lost out to Ocon as well. We're down to P7. So the strategy has not worked out. It's very annoying that hasn't worked. Alonso then leads from Ricardo and Norris, but I believe the engineers come over the radio and said that Norris is starting to struggle. Stroll is up to 4th. He's become out of nowhere, with Sainz out of 5th. And we've also, can we get Ocon here? Having a look around the outside on the end of the Wellington corner. Nothing doing there. Can we just keep there? But no. Now we've been joined on moving to lap 25. Been joined by Max Verstappen, who's recovered in this race. George Russell and Lewis Hamilton aren't that far behind, along with the likes of Leclerc and Vettel. Those are the cars behind. Verstappen's now going to have a look with DRS. Can we hold on for 7th place? It looks like these tyres have gone off the cliff completely and aren't giving us the performance that we need for them. And Ocon's just run away from us on his mediums, which is frustrating that we don't have the performance there. As we're going side by side through Maggots and Beckett's on the last lap, and Verstappen might be out of the race. We'll get a replay at the bit, but we'll get a replay in a minute. But we've got, I believe that is Russell having a look around the inside, and Leclerc as well. They're trying to take P7 away from us. We need these points in the championship because, of course, likes Ricardo and Norris scoring big today. Russell's having a go upper inside. We close him off, thankfully, and we keep P7 across the line. But this was with Verstappen. He was side by side, and he should have really yielded there through Maggots and Beckett's. It's only 1 by 1 there, and then this is the final corner overtake. No points for Red Bull today as well. Russell had a little look, but he does enough to defend off Leclerc and crosses the line for 1 point. Alonso gets his 2nd win of the season. And no Brits on the podium whatsoever, despite the fact of front row lockout. there. Stroll and Sainz got ahead of Norris, who struggled with at the end with a engine difficulty. Ricciardo getting his, I think that might be his first or second podium. Alonso not having blistering pace, so I believe that Alpine probably go back to the drawing board. Gasly as well, sort of in no man's land, tried to catch up to Hamilton, but Hamilton there as well getting no points as well. So the top of the championship really won't have been affected well. And obviously down at the back, no points for Red Bull. Both of them DNFing. The second one, Verstappen was getting a little bit too greedy. He should have waited really. Yielded through Maggots and Beckett's and then lined me up for the overtake. But obviously, as we saw in Turkey in real life, sometimes you just want the overtake there and then. So yes, Russell was the only one of the top three that scored. So he closes the gap by 1 point, which isn't really enough. The gap's a little bit too big. Vettel as well closes the gap on the. Alonso jumps ahead of us annoyingly, opens the gap to 6 points. Ricciardo is now catching us as well, along with Stroll and Norris. Those lots starting to be more consistent in scoring. Sainz as well jumps ahead of Hülkenberg as well for 10th place. In terms of the constructors, obviously the big thing is that we've now lost 4th place completely with only gaining 2 points. McLaren gained a whole load of points with Ricciardo finishing 2nd and Norris in 5th. Alpine as well getting a double point score. So the Aston Martin, McLaren and Alpine, big scorers today. Ferrari has also got some points, but their previous shortcomings has meant that they haven't yet caught up to us. So we need Gasly to score some points. He's got quite a few races now without scoring points. Azerbaijan is next up. We never know what might happen there. There might be carnage in the castle section. We'll have to wait and see. That video coming next week. But until then, thank you so much for watching. If you have enjoyed, then leave a like and subscribe. But until the next video, I'll see you next time. Take care and goodbye.